Hello and welcome to Grow Roots. This is Shannon and welcome to my backyard garden tour for March of 2025. It is almost dusk at the moment, so I think this is hopefully great lighting for all of you as the sun is going down behind me. But I am so pleased with how the backyard garden is turning out. I have lots of areas to show you, but we're just going to start here and then go from there. So I'm going to start with the star of the show, to be honest. In my mind, this guy is the star right now. This is Double Play Candy Corn Spirea, and it is absolutely one of my favorite shrubs ever. It is deciduous and it loses its leaves in the wintertime. But when it starts to bud out, in late winter, really, it starts to bud out, and it looks like red flowers are coming out of these almost reddish color branches. I don't know if you can see that, but the branches are almost even reddish in color. And then the leaves turn colors from there. And so they turn orange, and then they turn yellow, and then they turn green. So this is just the star of the show right now. In about 3 weeks, this is going to be a solid like lime green color. And then it's going to have these beautiful pinkish purple blooms all over it. So this shrub stays about 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. And I just absolutely love it for this corner of the garden. It changes all year round, and it's so awesome. Let's not ignore Miss Chloe. She is our backyard garden cat. She chose us. We give her food and we give her a warm cat house outside because I am allergic to cats, and she just stays here in our garden all the time. See, and she goes back. This is like a creek area behind our house. This is part of the the lake watershed behind us, and it's so awesome. But that's kind of also where she lives, but we're the ones that feed her for sure. So she's always with me in my garden tours. Subscribe to my channel and you'll see her a ton in my backyard garden tours. She'll be fighting for my attention all throughout today. So anyway, coming up over here is a row of dwarf pink Mexican petunias, and they are an awesome perennial border plant. They will be getting these pink blooms probably late spring, early summer, and I love them as this border. Now this corner plant, I'm probably about to pull it out. This is actually Kaleidoscope Obelia, and you can see how beautiful those leaves are. But this plant is on the struggle bus. It was transplanted in October. So about 6 months ago, it was transplanted here to full sun. And before that, it was in the shade. So it was not happy at all. Hence the defoliation and all of that. And I'm really hoping, I pruned this guy back pretty hard. Maybe not hard enough, to be honest, because it's just not flushing out the way that I would hope, and it's not flushing out as fast as I would hope. So if this does not start showing me some joy here pretty soon, it's coming out. That's the way that I feel in my garden. If it doesn't bring me joy, it's getting out, and I need room for lots of other things to do. So there's that. So coming up, you're gonna see all kinds of little black cages. They are actually wire baskets, wire storage baskets from Dollar Tree. So they were $1.25, and I bought 20 of them for my seedlings because my puppy digs and goes into the garden and would destroy all of these lovely seedlings that I have winter sown. And I wanted to try to preserve them, and so far it is working. So what you see right here is a baby larkspur plant that's planted in there. I did that last week. My winter sowing stuff has got to be planted very soon. I only got a chance to do a handful of things, and I have so much more left, and I can show you. But anyway, for the ones that I was able to get in, they are going to be covered with baskets, so that's awesome. I have these beautiful purple violas that are here and just loving life right now. I have a sweet William plant here, and this one was bought or purchased from I think Walmart. And get out of the way, Chloe. And yeah, it's not really starting to bud out quite yet, but I've got babies popping up here. They reseed themselves very easily. And then popping up right here, I did not plant this, and I looked it up, and these are wood violets, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's popping up right there, and yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited about that, but it's not blooming at the moment. So we'll see what those look like. I think there'll be pretty purple blooms there. Coming up in right behind it, and honestly, all over this flower bed. This is its second season in the ground, and it is spreading itself everywhere, which I wanted it to do. It is a ground cover called Plumbago Ceratostigma, and it, oh, y'all, it is the most beautiful ground cover with true blue blooms, and I think it'll wait until early summer to start blooming, but it will bloom all the way until frost. And I had one planted here and one planted on the other side over there, and now I'm kind of seeing them. Like, I'm seeing one pop up there, I'm seeing some pop up here. They have kind of spread themselves all throughout this garden bed, which I wanted them to do as a ground cover. So it's just beautiful. And they're not your annual plumbago that you might think of. This is Plumbago ceratostigma ground cover, and it is a perennial for my zone, which is zone 8A, zone 8B. We're on the border there. So over here I have a dianthus. Again, these are perennial for us, and it is just a beautiful pink color and starting to bloom. I've got these sweet daffodils coming up. This is a shorter variety that I planted last year, I believe. I have some larger varieties that are dotted all around this container, which I'll talk about in just a moment and what that is. Before I leave, I have also around the container, in between the daffodils, I have some little seedlings. This is candy tuft, and it is dwarf fairy candy tuft, and I have them all over. So really excited about those. I think that they're going to be beautiful. They're going to be nice mounded perennial flowers that will go all the way around this container. And in the container is a limelight hydrangea and also some bluebonnets that are coming up. Let me see if I can show you without stepping on any little seedlings that are coming up. Oh, okay, so this guy, this limelight, is one stick, and that is because I am training it to be a limelight standard or tree form limelight. So I had several that I pruned, all of these twigs all the way down to the ground or to the base of the soil, and I want this to be its main trunk. And then I had all kinds of leaves coming up on each node, but I pulled them already, so that I haven't decided. I think I'm only going to keep these two and these two, you can see, and I think I'm going to take these on the bottom away, but I'm debating. I may leave them, I may not. And then I've had shoots come up, and I see another one, and I'm pulling these little shoots because it's going to try to spread up more branches, and I don't want it to. So I just pull those when I see them, super easy, and it'll still try to keep growing for a little while, and then it'll give up. So, and then it will just, this will form the base of the tree form, and at least 4 to 6 branches as the base. But I also have these little bluebonnets. I had put bluebonnet seeds in here. They're pretty slow to come up. They're not very far advanced. And then I think I have a pansy coming up here from my pansies that are planted elsewhere. Either that or violas, but those are so cute too. But that's limelight hydrangea, gonna be gorgeous. And again, as you can see, I've got bluebells, blue bonnets, goodness, blue bonnets coming up everywhere. Yes, also I've got little seedlings of pansies and violas everywhere as well. Right here is, I think it's this echinacea right here. So is it cone seekers? What seekers? Oh, sun seekers orange coneflower. So that's what that is. It's a fairly small coneflower. And so that's what's coming up there. I've got another larkspur there. I've got a Sweet William here. So this is its 3rd year in the ground. And this is one I grew from seed. And it's a very, very tall Sweet William. The most beautiful plant ever. And it is getting ready to bloom. And I'm so happy because Sweet William is really a biennial plant, which means the first year it grows roots and leaves, the second year it flowers, and sometimes it doesn't last any longer than after it flowers. So I'm just happy to still have that plant, and then another one on another side that I'll show you. Coming over here, this is why I'm saying the basket has worked. This thing is all bent. I am sure that my puppy has gone into this garden bed and smashed it. But the seedling's still alive. So right there is an alyssum. It is alyssum gold dust. And then I have another alyssum there with a daffodil. But that is alyssum rosy o'day. And then alyssum gold dust. And I have alyssum rosy o'day and alyssum gold dust planted all throughout this little swoop right there. I also have an echinacea in between there and a dianthus that's kind of in there too. But anyway, alyssum will line this whole swoop and this whole line as well. More super cute little violas there. Some pansies right there. Again, I have candy tuft back here. Hopefully it's not too shaded by the daffodil leaves. I'm a little concerned about that. And of course, you got to leave the daffodil leaves up after they're blooming because they need the sun's energy to soak into the bulb for flowers next year. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Coming along there, more violas. Like I said, there's an echinacea right there and a dianthus right there. And then, let me show ya. There is the other Plumbago Serratistigma ground cover that I showed you on the other side. And again, you can see it's just kind of popping up everywhere. I think I saw it. Yep, it's popping up over here too. It's popping up over here. So I'm oh, it's popping up right here in the dianthus. So that is fabulous. And then again, I have, this one is so much bigger. And I'm sure it's because it's further back in the garden and it has not been trampled by my puppy as much as that one over there. And there she is, my large puppy. She is only a year old, but she's a hot mess. But anyway, that Sweet William, again, grown from seed. I am so glad it's still here because it's its 3rd year. And it's getting ready to bloom again. Trying to get in here to show ya. There is another echinacea. Another echinacea there. So I've got those popped all throughout. Ooh, I forgot to show you. There is a verbena that actually came back. Verbena is rated down to zone 8, which is my zone. So it won't always come back for us if we get really, really cold. But there's a verbena right next to that pansy or the violas. Oh, yarrow, summer pastels is right there. And again, look at that. Plumbago Serratistigma is popping up. That's great. So, larkspur, a bluebonnet, and 2 hollyhocks. Hollyhock, I want to say it's summer carnival or some sunny carnival. Carnivore, I don't even remember. But there's another larkspur there as well. And there. And then another yarrow summer pastels. Ooh, this is exciting. So these are bluebonnets. This is this is alyssum, dianthus, alyssum. And then coming back, I just saw this today. I'm so happy. These are my peonies that are finally coming up. I honestly kind of thought they were dead. And this is so exciting because this is their 3rd year. I planted them as bare roots. And so I'm really, really hoping that this is the year that they bloom. So I'm super excited about that. And then right over here is another fabulous plant. Oh my goodness, I love this plant so much. It is a rock star too. Mr. Goodbud Sedum. So it is not Autumn Joy Sedum, but very similar. It is Mr. Goodbud Sedum. I honestly think that the foliage and the blooms are even brighter and better and prettier than Autumn Joy, in my opinion. But Mr. Goodbud Sedum, love it. I love how they look this time of year too. I mean, they look like little roses or cabbage, or, you know, it's just so cute. I also have a verbena there as well that is coming back. Again, may not get those to come back every year, but this year most of my verbena did come back. And let's see, I've got another echinacea here. And then I have 2 more hollyhock right here against the fence. Over here, I planted a Chinese forget-me-not. I have tons of these, and this is kind of a shaded area, which I think it will like. So that's that. This is Star Jasmine. I have Star Jasmine planted, quite a few of them, maybe 4 or 5 of them along this back fence. This one has done the best throughout this winter because it is more sheltered. So I did get portions of the vine to actually survive, which is very, very difficult. Honestly, they die off here in North Texas very easily in the winter. But I'm super excited about this because this means we will get jasmine flowers in the spring. So I'm waiting for flowers to set. We might get some here pretty soon. So I am extremely excited about that. Actually, look, there's 2 jasmine buds right there. Yay! So excited. So when the vine dies off, we don't see flowers because it flowers in the springtime, and when it doesn't have a vine to flower on, when it's growing back from the roots, you just will not see it flower. Not really anyway, not to its full extent. But anyway, super excited about that. And then this is also super exciting. Clematis. It's sapphire indigo clematis, and this is really still in its first year in the ground. I planted it last spring, so almost a full year in the ground, and it's gorgeous. Actually, this guy doesn't look so great. I just branched it on here, and wow, man, I wonder if I did it too tight. It's pretty loose though. This guy did not like being branched up. Oh well. Or tied to the thing. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, although the rest of it is doing very well, it is coming back and growing super, super, super fast actually. I also have a rosemary there. And then I have a Texas sage, which, man, I'm disappointed in my Texas sage. It defoliated so badly this winter, and everybody's did. So it's not just mine, and it is coming back, but not as quickly as I hope. I know I need to give things time. I know it. It's got all kinds of new growth, and I did prune it a bit as well. That actually worked really well for me last year in terms of getting it to bloom a lot. It gave me great blooms last year, better than ever before when I pruned it in late winter. So I did the same thing. Let me see if I can come around. Okay. So this part of my garden is somewhat of a weird, problematic area. This sunshine ligustrum is now 8 feet plus tall. And it has kind of just taken over this so that it's almost a shade garden as opposed to, you know, mostly full sun garden. And so I've pruned it back heavily. I've also tree formed it. It's been tree formed for a couple years now, but this year it used to be tree formed just up to here, and I moved it way up to try and get some sun to get into this garden bed. As you can see underneath, this is more of a shade environment now, so I've changed things up a little bit. I have ajuga that I'm hoping will spread, but I really need to add more Burgundy Glow Ajuga down here. But I also have a ton of shade and part shade seedlings that I can put down here to help fill in these areas. I just feel like it's so bare down here. One of the things I just did, and I didn't have enough cages for them. Plus, I have so many of these that I can just replace them instead of cage them. But this is a Chinese forget-me-not, and I did 4 of them all right here. So they're doing okay. They have been trampled a little bit by my puppy, so I may need to put cages on these guys. Let me turn. So here's the Ajuga. Let's see if it's starting to put on buds here yet. There's one that's just barely forming. So my Ajuga out in the front is kind of starting to flower a little bit. But this guy, he's turning great colors, but not flowering quite yet. It formed one bud right there. And oh, maybe another one right there too. Okay, that's good. So coming over, here is another Texas sage. But it struggles so bad because the sunshine ligustrum makes it so that this guy is pretty much all shade. So we may transplant this somewhere. If I can't find a spot for it, then give it away. And then coming over here is a limelight hydrangea. And this was propagated from one of my original limelight hydrangeas and then placed here. And this is a very shade, part shade kind of environment. And last year it did fine. It's actually coming back really strong this year, but it's definitely not enough sun for it. I'm hoping with treeing this up way high, it's coming out really strong, and I hope it gets enough sun to where it will flower for me. I think it pulled out 1 panicle for me, or 2 panicles last year, but just not enough sun for it to really do well. Coming over here, I have things popping up that I honestly am not super certain what they are. Granted, I got some free bulbs from Rooted In, and they were like paper whites, alliums, and something else. And so I think this is a paper white, and this is a paper white. See, she's digging again. There's an echinacea, and I know this is an echinacea. So I know I planted those. Those have been grown from seed. This poor thing. Oh. Okay, put that all back. But this is a paper white, one of the free bulbs that I got, that I just placed in the ground. But this looks like another echinacea, and I did not plant that. So I think it's seeded from this guy, because it looks exactly the same, right? Maybe. I also have a milkweed over here somewhere, and that could be, but then this looks different from this, right? It also looks a lot like my other echinacea, but I have a lot of them popping up like right here. So, and I know this is a daffodil. They don't do well here because it's not enough sun. I also had a tulip that tried to come up from last year too, and it's not enough sun. I think that's another paper white. I think that's another paper white. At least I think that's what they were. It just didn't really have a label on it, and it just had a picture, and I assumed it was a white flower. I assumed it was a paper white, but who knows? Okay, so that's what's going on over here. I have another star jasmine, and look, so planted right here is coral honeysuckle. And I just have to call this out. Beyond in the creek are wild red buds that are blooming right now. Look at that. Look at that picture. It's beautiful. Okay, but anyway, there's a beautiful wild red bud right there that I get to enjoy every single day. It's great. But I just wanted to call that out. That's not mine, but I get to enjoy it, and I think that's the most awesome thing ever. But anyway, coming back, talking about coral honeysuckle. This is only in the ground for its 2nd year. Last year, it really did not flower for me, but this year, I think it will. It's grown tremendously. And look at that. Oh my goodness. Those are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm getting distracted too. Look, Chloe, on that rock. Anyway, I think I see buds popping up everywhere on this coral honeysuckle. It has grown really, really, really far, and I just love it. Let's see if we can find another bloom. Oh, there's another bloom out there. How fun is that? Let's see. Are there any more? Oh, here's one starting. So it's so fun. I love this time of year when it seems like everything's dead and all of a sudden new life emerges, and it's just the most remarkable thing ever. Our God is just the most amazing creator, and brings things to life. And I think that's such a beautiful picture of that. But yeah, I've got coral honeysuckle blooms everywhere now that I'm seeing it. And these are new growths. Oh, it's awesome. Down here, I have a Midnight Marvel hibiscus. It's a hardy hibiscus. It is not awake yet, and it is not supposed to be awake yet. So no big deal there. Now we're going to come up here, and I'm going to show you that. I know that I am starting to lose light, but I'm going to try to finish this backyard garden at least. So this beautiful vine is Tangerine Beauty Cross Vine. It is evergreen here in my zone on the border of Zone 8 and Zone B, and it is my absolute favorite perennial vine ever. And right now it is full of buds everywhere. On almost every leaf node of every vine, I've got buds. And so I think by the next month's tour, it's going to be full of blooms. If not, it might be in between. And so I may have to do a garden tour in a couple weeks for April, because this is going to be full of beautiful blooms here pretty soon. But this is its third year in the ground, so it's leaping, and I can see that it's leaping. It's growing like crazy already, and the season has barely begun. So really excited about that. Tangerine Beauty Crossvine is awesome. I do have lots of containers, but you know what? I'm going to give you a brief look. I'm not going to talk about them because I am going to do a container garden tour. I'm obviously not completely done with my containers either, but I love to show them to you. It's just, oh, I do need to show this part of the garden to you though, real quick. This is my shade garden, complete shade. And it's a brand new garden bed, not even a year old yet. And I'm still working on it. And so this is all brand new to y'all. I got this liriope or monkey grass or whatever you'd like to call it. It's a ground cover that's bordering all of these containers and this garden bed. I got it for, there were 18 plants on a flat on clearance for $5 at Callaway's in Little Elm, Texas. If you're from where I am, Little Elm Callaway's puts things on clearance every once in a while. I've been lucky enough to catch them twice for this garden bed actually, and it's just been awesome. So I did put that around as a cute little border. Here I have a Brunnera coming up really beautifully. It is a Sea Heart Forget-Me-Not Brunnera from Monrovia, and it's doing beautiful actually. This is a hosta that I got on clearance at Callaway's Little Elm for $1 the summer before last. This one is Elabroic hosta. It's not quite waking up yet. It's the only one I think not to yet. Oh, maybe this one still has to as well. Yeah, okay. This one is I'm sorry. Okay, this one is Elabroic. This one is Elegans Blue. I'm passing over this guy, which is a giant leopard plant. Awesome plant, y'all. Awesome, awesome plant. I love it so much. It did so well for me last year, but it was in a pot on my porch last year, and I transplanted it here. Over here is another leopard plant that's a little bit behind the giant leopard plant, but that's, I guess, expected. This is a smaller variety. It's called the spotted leopard plant. Look at how sweet those baby leaves are. They're going to get bigger, and it's just starting to wake up, but it's beautiful. And then this one is Proven Winners Shadowland Woo La La, and it is coming up. It looks awesome, completely awesome. Over here is a baby hydrangea, Hydrangea macrophylla, that I propagated from some that I'm about to show you. And it's actually doing pretty well. I thought it was going to die. It's been dug up 3 times by my puppy and placed back in place, and look at it go. It's not coming up from the stems. So I will not have blooms this spring because they bloom on old wood, not new growth. But this should be an endless summer variety. So this eventually will bloom, but in the summertime, hopefully. So yeah, that's doing well. And then this hosta is ahead of all of them. And it is Proven Winners Shadowland Diamond Lake. So absolutely beautiful. It's doing really well. And then right over here is an autumn fern that was planted here in the fall. And it's doing amazing. So super happy about that. And then I will show you these more in... Oh, the birds. Birds flying ahead. Anyway, I will show you my beautiful hanging baskets, and I'll talk about them more in my container garden tour. Don't have a whole lot of time because we are losing light, so I will do a container garden tour. I have one more spot in the garden. Also, look at all the winter sowing. They're all ready to go, almost. So I will show you guys that in my container garden tour. More even there. And I'll stop here. So this is my side garden. It is part shade, then part shade again. It faces east. And it's a work in progress. This also is where my dog loves to dig. So you're going to see one active hole. Just so frustrated on that. I did try a product. I think it's called Repels All by Bonide. And it worked maybe just a teensy weensy bit, and I need to reapply it because you do reapply it every 2 weeks. But she still is digging this major hole over here. So coming down here, this is going to be an amaryllis and daylily bed right here. So I have amaryllis. Some of them are new. They will not bloom this year. But some of them are 2 years old. A Rapido amaryllis, and I think it's those that are just coming up, honestly. So those should be coming up pretty soon, but most of these are new amaryllis that I just planted. I have a boxwood. Right here, just barely coming up, that little pink thing is a peony. So super excited about that. This is a great location for it, which is kind of, it's about 5 hours of morning sun. It's a part shade location, so super excited about that. And it's been dug up probably by my puppy as well. Oh, so frustrating. So right here, this guy that's coming up literally everywhere right here is Greg's mist flower. So really lovely plant. I've found that it in this part shade location, it's becoming a ground cover, which is kind of cool. It doesn't like stand up a whole lot. It kind of falls over and then roots itself, and it's kind of becoming a ground cover all over right here. There's some coming up way over there even. I'm gonna let it. That's totally fine. I need something in this location that would cover the ground, and that's fine by me. Right over here, again, something that's been dug up so much, but this is a purple aster. So that's exciting that that's coming back. There was another one there and it is gone. That's okay. I've got a baby gem boxwood daylily. I have a new little daylily planted here from bare root. And I have another one on the other side from bare root. So that's fun. I have this kind of ground cover coming up now too. It is variegated Vinca major or periwinkle. So I have a lot of that actually coming up right here. And that's what this is. And it's blooming. Or it has one bloom. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. And it's kind of popping up all over, which is totally cool. And then, so starting here, typically is pure shade or filtered shade, because I have a crepe myrtle tree from my neighbors that is up there. It is not in it is not leafed out yet. So this is still kind of part sun for it, which is great because it's still cooler and the hydrangeas can take this. So I have a whole hedge of endless summer hydrangeas, hydrangea macrophylla, and so those are coming up. But I see already we need to add some compost, we need to add some soil acidifier, and we need to add some iron to the soil because the leaves are already looking a little bit like they're chlorotic. I struggle with that back here. And one of the reasons is because this faucet leaks, and it leaks right here and it leaks right there. And that's why you see like this drop off, because it's leaking there. So the water is constantly draining there and draining the nutrients out of the soil. So that makes sense. So here starts 5 coral bells. So excited. This one is magma coral bells. So absolutely beautiful. I love it. And then another hydrangea. And then this one is, I think, lemon lime or electric lime coral bells coming up there. Another hydrangea. And then this one is caramel coral bells. So that's really cool. And another hydrangea. And then this one I believe is obsidian. So pretty. Look at that dark purple color. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad these are coming back because somehow my puppy got obsessed with these and dug every single one of these up like 5 times. This is the hole she's actively in right now. But at least it's not the coral bells. And it's not kind of touching the hydrangeas. So I'm letting it happen. But another hydrangea. And then the last coral bells. This is Georgia Peach coral bells. So I love them. I think they're beautiful. And when these are kind of fully out, the hydrangeas, and then these coral bells get bigger, I think that's just going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I need to mulch back here. I have the mulch ready to go. I just haven't been able to do it quite yet. This is a big Brunnera, and it's been chewed by something already, but it is gorgeous. This is Queen of Hearts Brunnera. And it's, wow, it's coming up beautifully. So really excited about that. This is a daylily. I can divide that guy. I didn't even see that. There's babies everywhere. And I want to put a whole bunch of daylilies over here. I have pink Turk's cap over there, but it is not even close to coming through. It came out really, really, really late last year. And then I've got my dwarf Alice in Wonderland oak leaf hydrangea. Wow, look at this guy coming. I am so excited. I see whitefly back here pretty bad. I may have to treat back here with whitefly stuff. But this oak leaf hydrangea is doing fabulous, I think. Coming up with new growth everywhere, and I cannot wait to see this guy bloom. I had it in the ground this time last year, but it was its first spring, and I had gotten it the previous fall completely pruned back, and so I didn't get any blooms last year because the blooms were, I believe, pruned off. So this year I think that's a bloom coming, I think. So we'll have to see. I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be gorgeous. And then I have a Mexican petunia that's here, but not even close to coming back. And then, oh, I'm so bummed about this. I think I killed this plant. I did, because I watered it, but it's too late. I did not plant this guy in time. It's an autumn fern that I picked up a couple weeks ago, and I let it dry out. I put it in the ground, but I didn't plant it because it was cold and it was windy. It just wasn't the right growing conditions, and then I forgot about it. I watered it today to see if it would bounce back up, but it didn't. Darn. So I will probably wait till tomorrow morning. If it still looks like this, I will cut all of this beautiful foliage away and see if it's alive at the roots. Man, I'm kicking myself on that one. That's not good. Okay, well, that's okay. We don't even, like, the most experienced gardeners, which I don't even claim myself that I'm the most experienced gardener ever. I love to garden. I'm passionate about it, and I'm learning so much, but I am not the end all be all. Trust me. But we all lose plants, right? Every once in a while, it just happens, and we learn. So, yeah. Gotta put this mulch down. It's driving me crazy. And then I bought this flat of begonias to go back there as well, because I did that last year and it did really, really well, those begonias. And I mean, they were up even past my last frost, or my first frost. And so I'm getting ready to plant those too. I'm keeping these pretty well watered. If I had kept my autumn fern here, it would be well watered, but I didn't. And oh, that was a mistake that I'm kicking myself for. So there you go. There is my backyard garden tour for March 2025. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be planting a whole bunch of seedlings back here tomorrow. That'll be super fun. I'm so excited to see what this garden does this year. I have a lot of perennials here. I think I may have overplanted back here. We will have to see. And I still wasn't able to put in everything that I wanted to put in back here. Like I said, that abelia might come out even as soon as tomorrow, because I have some perennials that I want to go there, that I want to fit back here that I just wasn't able to fit. But hollyhocks and echinacea and sweet william and candy tuft and alyssum and yarrow and all of the things. Gosh, it's going to be gorgeous. So thank you so much for joining me. Say goodbye to Chloe. She's so sweet. Thank you so much for watching. If you all enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. I will do these every single month. Container garden tours, backyard garden tours, front garden tours, as well as some maintenance videos, favorite plant videos, all of the things. So please subscribe to my channel, especially if you're in North Texas, because I love talking about our unique growing conditions. You know what I'm talking about if you're from North Texas. So anyway, thank you all so much. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.